A traumatic world event that is significant to just my cultural group in general, I would say it's the COVID-19 pandemic, just because COVID did take away the free will from Americans, and I feel like free will is something that most Americans are used to having, and being told what you can and cannot do is something that a lot of us weren't used to. And I feel like it's still something that is still in effect today, and that's something that's kind of stick with us. I know for me, being in a bigger groups of people is still very nerve-wracking and really makes me anxious. So I know a lot of people are still dealing with that too. I know the pandemic is still ongoing, but I feel like as things still are beginning to open up and become available again, it's still something that I'm a little antsy about. So Montville on page 322 states, variety of approaches available for improving political and social relationships between groups that have endured protracted conflict and violence. And I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with what I was talking about with the COVID-19 pandemic. Also on page 322, it stated that some focus on the task of helping leaders define steps forward in a discrete, creative way. And I feel like that, again, goes hand in hand with COVID-19, just because I feel like businesses and corporations are starting to get creative with how they can allow the public to be involved again. For example, concert venues are being creative by asking you to either have a negative test result or to have your vaccine card. So moving on, a relic that is sacred or meaningful for me, and as well as my family, my close friends, I would say is music. Growing up in a small town where live music was pretty prevalent, that became a pretty common thing for me to go experience live music, specifically genre. I feel like music really brings people together, and that's something that I really enjoy doing with people around me. And I know there's specific bands that have similar messages. For example, Harry Styles has the Treat People with Kindness brand. So that's something that always made me feel more heard as an individual. And then moving on. So this relic has helped me explain my culture and identity, like I said, just by making me feel more heard in a world that doesn't always do that. As someone who struggles with anxiety, music is something that's very helpful for me. Vulcan on page 45 states, becoming part of the group or identity is a marker on the canvas of the ethnic tent. And I just thought that was a very beautiful way of putting it. And then on page 41 states that we're doomed to pass down the memory of the tragedy. And I picked that quote just because for one, I've seen a lot of people in my generation making jokes that us as parents are gonna be oh, well, back in my day, we couldn't do this and this and this. And I feel again, our anxieties for big groups and stuff, and germs are gonna be passed down. I just feel like that's gonna be really interesting to kind of see how that plays out.